Good morning. This is Karen with NewClevelandRadio.net, and it is time for Conversation with Comic with No Coffee. However, I have a cup of coffee. I need it this morning. But I think once I start talking to Stephen Rannazzisi, did I say that right?
Yeah, close enough, right?
Oh, okay. Who is performing this weekend at Hilarities. I think I'm going to have to move my coffee away because after doing some research, I think you're going to wake me up and make me laugh this morning. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about, who you are and how you got into comedy, because it's not an easy road to follow, is it?
Well, when you can't do anything else, really, that's kind of, when it leaves you with nothing, that's all you have left. I grew up in New York. I have great parents, and, my mom was always very funny, and so I just started in college doing plays and musical theater and things like that, and got interested in just entertainment, and then started writing jokes when I got out of college and started performing in New York City at stand-up clubs. And then I moved to Los Angeles and got a job at the Comedy Store, which sort of changed everything for me. I was around comedy all the time. I started opening for bigger names, and then before you know it, I started auditioning for TV shows and this and that. I got a couple, and then in 2009, I started on a show called The League, which ran for 7 years on FX. And it was an awesome experience, a really fun time. And then just from there on, and obviously, a lot of failure along the way and a lot of big misses, but, the successes and everything that came with it, all pretty much rooted from the Comedy Store in Los Angeles.
So, I talk to comics weekly, and, that's my fix for the week because we all need to laugh, and laughter is something that some of us don't even think about as we're going through our daily grind, especially during the pandemic. So tell me, how did you make yourself smile and laugh during the pandemic?
I got kids, so it just, they crack me up. My family helps keep me, keeps my levity going, and so I everything that, if you don't laugh right now or you're just trying to find some sort of funny stuff in what's going on, that's just how my brain works. It really does. I judge people based on their masks now, the masks that they wear. So that's, that's, everyone's got to wear a mask, so I'll find the funny in it if I have to.
Absolutely. On the weekends, I do IT work at a big box store, and I have noticed some of the people that walk in with these very decorative masks. And last week, one guy, it looked like with his beard and his long hair and his mask, he really looked like he was this evil bear coming into the store. But he was the funniest guy that I've ever talked to. So, those masks can, be a distraction, but they can be a fun distraction for all of us.
Of course, yeah.
So So you're here in Cleveland this weekend, and you are performing at Hilarities. So tell us what is so special about Hilarities.
Well, first of all, Nick, who owns Hilarities, is one of the treasures in comedy and a great guy. He's doing a really, really great job at social distancing. They set the club up really well. There's a lot of space in between tables. I feel, this is my first weekend doing stand-up since everything started, so I feel safe being here, and I feel comfortable on stage, which is great. Not every place is like that, but beyond that, the comedy club is just a wonderful place. It's a great room. It's the audience has always been wonderful. This is my 7th or 8th time here, and every time through, different times of the year, doesn't matter. Just people show up, great mood, always a good time. So this is just a good comedy city with a great club.
Absolutely. So what can people expect from your show? I know you have 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night. and we want people to come on down and see you. So are you somebody who just works off the cuff, very impromptu, or do you have a set routine?
I have a little bit of both. So I will talk to people, especially now because I'm a little rusty, just trying to get back on comfortable on stage again. So I do have a lot of material I go to, but yeah, back and forth. I'm sarcastic, pretty silly, self-deprecating. So yeah, we'll have a good time.
Well, that sounds wonderful. And, for those of you who are listening who have not been down to Hilarities since they reopened during this pandemic, let me tell you, it is one of the few places where I feel safe going out to. The floors are marked perfectly. The tables are set in such a way that, you can still enjoy the camaraderie, but you're still a distance away from everybody. And the wait staff is terrific, and I have to rave about the food. There's nothing on their menu that isn't good. So it's a great place to go, to have some fun, to feel safe, and, to help support the comics, such as Steve. I mean, is this your first performance since the pandemic, or have you been out and about for a little bit?
I did last night, which was, the first one.
Sure.
There's nothing happening in L.A. I actually did a show last week outside of Los Angeles for cars in a parking lot where people stuck clappers out the window when they wanted to laugh, to indicate laughter. So it's been pretty bleak. That and doing shows in my garage for my kids in the karaoke machine.
Aha.
Those have been my only options so far.
So do you think your kids are going to follow in your footsteps?
I hope not. I certainly hope not.
Well, that's not what a parent wants to say. You always want your kids to follow in your footsteps. So what?
Yeah, for happiness, but I don't know if the exact blueprints were I would tell them to follow step by step.
Got it. I totally understand. There's going to be a lot of options in the future for our young kids around, but we certainly will need comedians, because I'll tell you that comedy has got me through quite a lot, got me through depression, and really has got me through this pandemic. My husband has satellite radio in his car, and even when we drive from our house to the grocery store, we listen to comedy, because he knows that brings a big smile to my face, and it just gets me through the day. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're writing these stupid jokes or we're thinking about dumb things in our head, you never think about the end product of people laughing or feeling down and changing their mood or any of that stuff. It doesn't feel like a byproduct, but it is.
And, when they say, laughter is the best medicine, it may not cure COVID, but it certainly can get us through this time of life. It can bring smiles to just about anybody. And what I've been doing for some of my friends who sadly have come down with COVID, I send them links constantly to comedy routines that I know that they will help make them smile and give them a couple of, seconds, minutes of feeling relief. And if we can do that for each other, that's wonderful. So again, tonight you have a show at 7 o'clock and 9:15, correct?
Correct, and tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Tonight and tomorrow. So we want everybody to get down to Hilarities. Who else is sharing the stage with you?
Great comedian Mary Santora and Jimmy. I don't remember his last name, but I met him last night. Super funny people. They'll be both with me this weekend.
That's wonderful. And for those of you, obviously, who are local to Cleveland, Mary Santora is my special girl. I think she is hysterical, and she will add to the stage. But Steve is the one you're going down to see. So make sure you call Hilarities, get your tickets for tonight or tomorrow night, 7 and 9:15 shows, and you will feel safe. And I guarantee you're going to walk out of there laughing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank.
It's nice to be able to do some sort of interviews and get the word out. So
Absolutely. Let us know when you're back in town, and we will get the word out again. Okay.
awesome. Thank you so
Thanks.
much for having me, Karen.
Have a great day. Bye bye now.